What's going on, guys? Alex here, better known as... I don't think I'm known at all, actually. Since my last Pokemon video, which, by the way, thank you guys for watching that. Thank you for the support on that. Just something that I thought would be fun to do here on this channel. In that video, you guys got to see me open up a Champions Path ETB, which is a Pokemon box that I bought several years ago. I just recently got into, I guess, trying to collect Pokemon cards, which I'm learning very quickly is a horrible decision. Both practically... financially, logically. I mean, there's just so many other things I could be getting into instead of Pokemon. But hey, at least it makes for entertaining content. So that video is up if you guys want to check it out. Anyways, today, what am I doing today? So I have been, as you can imagine, very deep into Pokemon now. I've been watching videos. I've been watching vendor POVs. I've been like doing research online for different things like trends, price charting. And what I've gathered so far from all of this is the hobby is absolutely f***ed. And I don't mean to say that in like a super negative or like pessimistic way. Pokemon is like cool. I mean, it's been around for several decades now. People love it. Children love it. Adults love it. But the hobby itself is just in a really bad spot right now. And a lot of it comes down to, one, it's very popular currently. For whatever reason, Pokemon is like back. It's like almost COVID levels of popularity. You guys can remember during COVID, people were like buying all kinds of stuff and like getting into like hobbies because they couldn't do anything when it comes to going outside. So they just stayed at home and were like really getting into like, for example, TCGs. So even like the Yu-Gi-Oh market and Magic the Gathering, all those collectible markets started going up because people had nothing to do. Now it's like virtually impossible to like get anything going. And that's what I've come to discover is that the scalpers they're up good right now. Like the scalpers that are buying out Pokemon supply, they're eating good. They're eating good. I mean, just to give you a rough idea of what I'm talking about, if I go into the Facebook marketplace and I set the area local to me, which I'm currently residing in Colorado, you'll see that if I look up Pokemon ETBs, which is the Elite Trainer boxes, there are a lot currently for sale from various different, we'll call them hobby vendors. I don't know if I want to call them vendors necessarily, because I don't think these people are in this for the right reasons, meaning that I think a lot of people see this as an opportunity to pick up some Pokemon stuff that they can easily flip on the Facebook marketplace. And eBay is like this too, mind you. I mean, like at no point in time should you have like a desk full of like sealed Pokemon product. I get the incentive for these folks, which is like they see the Pokemon stuff on the shelf, they know people want it. Their first immediate reaction is, oh, if I buy it out, I can go and I can post this online and people will not only will I make my money back, but I can make a bunch of money on top. Right, that's at least the intention behind this stuff. But as somebody that's like just now getting into the hobby, what kind of options do I have when it comes to trying to collect some Pokemon cards, right? What could I do as like a consumer or as like an entry hobbyist now that I've decided to like randomly spur of the moment? I'm not sure if it's mania, if I'm having a manic episode, or if this is my third or fourth midlife crisis. Yeah, Alex, now's the best time to start collecting Pokemon cards. When people are just hoarding tons of sealed product in their living room that they're trying to charge you an arm and a leg for. I have some options, okay? I'm not going to say they're the greatest options, but like I said, I'm trying to document my journey here on, I guess, this channel now, whatever this channel's purpose is. This is my real-life Pokemon with first generation, not evolution, okay? One thing that I've noticed a lot is what people are doing, and I've been looking into this myself, is specifically, and I know this is going to sound crazy for some of y'all, okay? But just hear me out. eBay.com. I know it sounds a little crazy, okay? I understand that. Bulk cards. Bulk cards are cards that people don't use for their Pokemon collection, or like cards that you would get that are routinely common out of packs. And so the idea behind bulk piles is that, well, vendors use them a lot, or people that like sell Pokemon cards. Sometimes people use them for like actual TCG, which is like the board game. But more importantly, they're very cheap. Number one, very cheap. That means you're not paying $100 for the ETB of bulk cards. People have tons of them. And also, for somebody that's starting a collection, it's not a bad deal. Okay, it really isn't a bad deal. But what I found on eBay, surprisingly, is that there's some folks that are putting these up, and there could be some stuff in there. Okay, there could be some treasures in these bulk cards. Now, is that copium? Honestly, probably. Honestly, probably copium. But I myself have decided to purchase some of these bulk cards, and I'm planning on opening them here on this channel. Once I get them delivered to me, I'm going to unbox them. I'm going to go through them with you guys, and then we'll get to see whether or not this was a horrendous mistake for me, or whether, I don't know, it was entertaining, or maybe there's some value in there. Who knows? So the first thing I ordered is the Pokemon cards for sale, 500 cards. What stuck out to me was that there's this binder. This person had like a binder full of these cards, and it seems to be somewhat organized. It wasn't just a bunch of cards inside of a cardboard box. This to me seems like a decent deal. I like this Pikachu page. So it seems like whoever put this together, like somebody had some idea of what to do with it. And the description simply states 500 random Pokemon cards. So we'll see. I don't know. Here we have a large lot of Pokemon cards, right? This looks like an opened ETB. The cards are mostly common, except for this Aggron. I do see a holo Aggron here, which makes me wonder, is there other holo cards too? I think these are considered modern, but as I know nothing about Pokemon, I'm not sure. Please review the attached photos, as this is the exact item you'll receive. Thanks for your interest. There is a chance that there could be something in here. I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't put it past, like the scammers on not only eBay, but like in the Pokemon community currently, to like put together fake listings like, I don't know what's in here. This last purchase, okay, is a bit more on the expensive side. This is Pokemon cards random. And this is also from a seller. I'm not going to put their information out there, but they had 0 sales, okay? They have literally 0 sales on this, which is probably a really big gamble. And also it's $40, okay? We're getting into like booster bundle price. At the same time, there seems to be about 5 different opened ETBs in here, and each one roughly priced at $10 each. And the description says random collection of Pokemon cards. Cannot confirm what's in the card box, though there seems to be some unopened packages, card sleeves, and dice. Belong to a son who stopped collecting. All 5 boxes sold as is. Chances are, though, probably unlikely. If the son knew anything at all about collecting cards, he probably took the good cards out, and these are his bulk cards. But at $10 a box, you know, why not? We'll risk it. We'll take a gamble on this. So that is my purchases of Pokemon cards. I'm going to have to wait a few days, obviously, for the boxes to arrive. But for you, it's going to be instant. All right, guys. The packages have come in. Hopefully, I laid out enough context in that previous segment to outline what exactly we're going to be looking at. But I'm pretty excited about this. I got a few packages. I think there's 3 total here. But just to showcase to you what I'm working with right now, we have a bunch of the holos and reverse holos that we unboxed from the Champions Path unboxing I did that you guys saw in the previous video. And once again, thank you for watching that one. Thank you for the support. This is the first package. So the first listing that I'm looking at here is the Pokemon cards for sale, 500. And the description only says 500 random Pokemon cards. But what I liked about this specifically was that they had not sleeves, I guess, but binder pages, which reminds me of when I used to be a kid collecting these cards. I'd also have a bunch of binder pages. I was curious to see what's in here, and for only $15, here it is. I guess we're gonna see what's exactly inside of it. I also assume, like most things, most of the people selling this stuff are gonna know what's good. You know, there's probably very unlikely that somebody put in a PSA grade 10 first edition Charizard in here and just forgot about it. But we're not really here for that. We're here just to see what we got going on. I think you guys are just as curious as I am. So we're going to dive into this package. Like, once again, I'm going to probably open these up a little weird, so I'm not showing my address because they do have tracking labels on them that does show where I live, and I don't want people showing up to my house trying to steal my very exclusive and rare Pokemon collection that I just started building. Looks like there is okay, they didn't put the binder in here, but they just put the binder pages, and here it is. Okay, wow. My dog's even excited about this. This is certainly something. Okay, so it looks like there is just tons and tons of binder pages here. And the very first thing I see on the top is a bunch of Pikachus. Okay, I see this right here. This is basic Pikachu from Paldea Evolved. So Paldea Evolved looks like it was 2023. There's a good chance and a likely chance that whoever opened these up, this is probably like their bulk collection or cards that they just weren't interested in keeping. There's some pretty cool cards in here. So they started like collecting their Pikachus, it looks like, with just commons. There's a holo Machamp in here, you guys. There is indeed a Hollow Machamp in here. All right, here it is. This is, looks like just a silver border Hollow Machamp. But I'm going to sleeve this up for now, just because I think it would be cool to collect some of these Hollow and Reverse Hollow cards. I certainly think that would be, I don't know, good finds overall. This is a Team Rocket's Energy. Came from Destined Rivals, and it's, yeah, that's cool. Okay, and it is, in fact, looks like Reverse Hollow as well. So it looks like they had like a binder of some energy cards they were like saving here. Not exactly sure what the premise is, but I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this Team Rocket's Energy for now as well. All right, moving on. Ooh, there is a Hollow Blaziken on here as well. I think getting into the Fire type page listing here. Let's scan this Blaziken. That's a very cool Blaziken art as well. I do like the art style on it. I'm trying to, oh, there's a back to these too. I didn't realize it. And again, there's allegedly 500 cards in here, so I'm gonna have to be a little meticulous about my, I guess my doom scrolling. We're getting into the grass type, and there is also, there's a couple of cards. There's a couple of reverse. In fact, I think this whole page is full of reverse hollow foils. Very cool. Okay, we will hang on to this entire page. Oh, there's even more here. So this person, I'm not sure if they got lucky or not, but they got like a whole bunch of reverse grass types. Maybe that's what prompted them to start this collection. Like I said, I understand most people are going to say, Alex, these aren't worth anything. I'm not even sure why you're like crazy about these. To me, I have not seen these cards ever, so keep that in mind when you're watching this video. I've not opened up Destined Rivals, I've not opened up anything outside of that first video. These are the Champions Path box, so looking at all these cards for the first time ever is making me happy, I guess. Most likely what I'm going to do is hang on, I think, to the hollows and reverse hollows, because I think they're just cool, right? I mean, they might not be worth a ton, especially since they're not like exclusively rare, but to me they look cool, and I would like to just keep them for myself, as again, I've never opened up any of these sets before, so like these are the first time I'll be looking at most of these. Yeah, this is a cute little Magnemite right here. Very fun stuff. Oh, they have these Hollow Latios and Latias. Wow. Okay, so now we're getting into some stuff that I think is really cool. But even this right here, this is the Sun and Moon promos. So these are Sun and Moon promo cards, about $2, hollow foil near mint. Again, I'm not putting value on these inherently because like I'm sitting here trying to make a bunch of money off of this, guys. This is my get rich quick scheme. No, I'm doing this to gotta give you context. Most of the stuff I'm looking at are, when I say like this is cool, it's just what I personally think is cool, like the art or maybe the design or the texture or the card itself. To me, just sticks out as something that I'd want to personally collect. So this is a Latios Shining Legends. Oh, this is from a different set in general. This is from the Shining Legends set. Ooh, Oinkologne. What is that? What is that even supposed to be, this right here, this Oinkologne? What in the world am I looking at? Yeah, that is definitely something. Look at this Squowlet. That's a very happy, there's some cute cards in here. Very happy looking Squowlet. And there are some duplicate cards they kept in here too, that I'm noticing now. I'm going through some of these pages. It looks like they started like a collection, as I mentioned before, and then they decided to like move into like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna do all of the cards instead of just like the rares that I had. That's a good find. I like this. This is the stuff that I enjoy seeing. Oh, there's an Alcremie here. A full hollow Alcremie. Very nice. Big Alcremie. Oh my god, there's a reverse hollow Trubbish, dude. Yeah, common cards, reverse hollows, some Japanese stuff mixed in here. This person they have 3 Flapples on one page. Well, if you guys want like a bunch of codes, here you go. I'll put these up. I'm not sure if these were ever used. This is their Pokemon game online. They kept their entire page. It's back to back. They had an entire binder page of codes. If I myself can make sense of the collection, just because it looks like it's tons of Scarlet and Violet stuff, we'll take them. Overall, not too bad, I will say. I was expecting far worse for like the $15 I paid plus a couple dollars in shipping. Do I think that like I'm gonna make my money back on these? I would say probably not. But do I think there's a bunch of cool cards in there that I'm gonna be like happy sifting through later? yeah, I would say that that's fair. So, all right, decent deal. Let's get into our next box here. Once again, I will say something happened to this box. I don't know what. It looks like a truck ran over it or something. I don't really understand. Hey guys, it's editor Alex here. As I'm kind of going through the footage, I wanted to apologize for how brightly lit the background was. I record this video very early in the morning, which I usually record these at night. And from the looks of it, it seems like something happened with the lighting and balance in the camera. So it looks like I'm in heaven. So that's something I'm going to try to avoid next time. Just wanted to shout that out, that you're not going crazy and that your monitor isn't breaking. Okay, back to the video. This is a lot of cards I purchased at a garage sale. I think these are considered modern, but as I know nothing about Pokemon, I'm not sure. Please review attached photos, as this is the exact item you will receive. Thanks for your interest. There we go. All right. Yes, it is in fact Sword and Shield, and it looks like a trainer box, similar to what we opened up here on this channel last time. What I mean by this is like, this right here is my elite trainer box for Champion's Path, and what I kept in here was a bunch of my like bulk cards, like cards that we opened up before that were filled with like commons, so nothing like extra spectacular. I think I even saw that they kept the energy cards in here, and that's what we're looking at here. Is they kept energy cards in here. Oh, give me one sec. This stuck onto it. Oh my goodness. This is sticking onto the card. Okay, for some reason. So they kept energy cards in here. I don't see the... Yeah, this definitely looks like it was... I'm not gonna say used, but like... How do I explain this? It doesn't have like greatest quality. There's some sleeves. They kept some sleeves in here, but they probably took all the sleeves out. So, like I said, my initial impression is that likely whoever went through this box opened up the cards, opened up the packs, took the good stuff out, and then left. Ah, okay. So they separated their commons from their hollows and reverse hollows. Ooh, this is a cool Tyranitar. We'll take the hollow Tyranitar. Ditto, reverse Ditto. Cutie Fly. Ooh, this is neat. This is a hollow Darkrai. Ooh, this is a very cool looking Voltorb here. I like that. Bagon. Oh, cute Eevee. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Eevee cards for sure. This is like like reminds me of an original trainer card, but it's like I'm gonna put this to the side for now. That's strange. Another Darkrai reverse hollow. Oh, that's a good looking Mew. Are these like reprints of first gen cards? I'm very confused because now we're getting into common first gens. All right, let's take a look at this. Poliwhirl. Yeah, this reminds me of like the original first gen Poliwhirl. Like this is a card that I would have had as a kid. This says Evolutions. It looks... Okay, so that's what happened. So I didn't realize that this was a thing. This is very new to me. Pokemon Evolutions had a bunch of cards that they reprinted. Okay, that's why I was so suspicious of like, why are these in such good quality? Because I remember looking at these, like even this trainer card right here immediately sent me back in like this weird nostalgia loop where I definitely remember seeing this card as a kid. And that's about it. So, looks like this was a fair mix of common cards from these evolution sets, as well as a bunch of these cards, which I'm primarily interested in, which are the hollows and reverse hollows. I didn't see anything that like stuck out with me too much from these. I think probably the coolest one that I liked, which probably won't surprise a whole lot of people, is like this Tyranitar that was in here. It's a little more bent out of shape than I wanted it to be, as well as like these. I think there's a hollow Darkrai as well as a reverse hollow Darkrai in here, which I think is also pretty cool too. So probably hang on to these for now for sure. I think there was a Mew in here too, if I can recall, maybe. Or maybe the Mew was part of like the other cards I was looking at. No, it's in here. Look, there's a Darkrai. Yeah, this is the reverse hollow Darkrai that I thought was pretty neat, and a Mew, the hollow Mew. Okay, so was this worth $50? Were the cards crazy, dude? I found some legendary cards in here, never seen before. No, not really. Let's be honest here. These were kind of, you know, as advertised. Not super upset with it, but was this like a steal? Probably not. Okay, I was so focused on like the lights and stuff working out, I didn't realize I need to figure out this camera, because every time I turn on, something crazy happens, or because I don't have like the viewfinder or whatever, I don't see it. I just see the lens. So I got to figure out, maybe set up a monitor so I can see what's going on. But I think I was illuminated like a Jesus statue for like half of that like pull session. We're on to our last box here, and this one is pretty big. This was to me the most interesting one, and the description simply says, "Random collection of Pokemon cards. Cannot confirm what cards are in the box. Though there seems to be some unopened packages, card sleeves and dice. Belong to a son who stopped collecting all 5 boxes sold as is." So they're claiming that like their son stopped collecting and this is the result. Is that worth necessarily $40? Probably not. I think the value of like holos, from what I've been looking at, and again, the only reason I'm talking about the value of stuff is not to be like, guys, I'm looking for, you know, some crazy like PSA 10 card from this that I can sell. No, I just mean like, because I'm spending money, is this worth spending money on? Now, $40, $50 because of shipping and stuff like that may not necessarily be worth like for a few boxes of like comments and holos. Maybe it could be though if you're like going to a card show and you're planning on selling a bunch of stuff. Maybe you could like price each card out for like $1, make your money back somehow. But for me, it's worth it, I guess, for me just to look at these cards. So because I haven't had any experience in opening up trainer boxes in the last 20 years outside the Champion's Path, much like Sword and Shield that we just opened up, it will be cool for me to see what cards came in those boxes. So maybe if I see something nice, or if I see some comments I like, I'll keep that in mind in the future as like, hey, maybe I could open up that box here on this channel just for myself. So once again, trying to avoid giving my address away. This is the box it came in. Big box, I should say, like 15 by 12 by 10. And inside, as you can see, we have several, looks like trainer boxes. Yeah, like 5 trainer boxes, and each one appears to be different. Anyways, we have 5 Elite trainer boxes, and these are going to be full of V's and V Maxes and like secret art rares, and probably not though, let's be real. But nevertheless, we'll go through these together, see if we can find some cool stuff in here. I'm hoping at best I get some like neat, maybe like a full art, you know what I'm saying? So this is Lost Origin box, and much like the advertisement said, there's some unopened stuff in here. But I assume the mean by unopened is like energy cards, because these trainer boxes all come with unopened energy cards to use for people that are playing the game. Right away, this has reverse holos in here already in the jumble. The sun did not care about the reverse holos. Oh, here it is. So this is like I was talking about earlier, like the Mickey Tanaka. I can tell some of these cards right away based on the art style. Mickey Tanaka's art style, I think, is very unique. There is like a mixture of cards here, so it's not necessarily all of these Lost Origin cards, because now we're like looking at Japanese cards too for some strange reason. Okay, so it appears that the Lost, or so again, no real surprises here. If you or an I were thinking about, hey, there's a possibility where they kept like SIR that you wouldn't see somewhere else, chances are probably not. I should not be holding my breath for that. Okay, the lighting situation certainly did not drastically improve. Okay. So, on to Astral Radiance. So the first trainer box kind of had a few interesting cards in it. We'll say interesting cards because I don't want to oversell this as like, dude, it was crazy. You see all those holos I got from there? Insane pulls. But we can just take a look at these real quick. This Slugma, Horsey, Chandelure, this cute little Ghastly card. So most of these were just looks like holos, reverse holos. Which is likely what we're going to find from a bunch of these boxes is reverse holos and holos. Got some sleeves as well out of it. Not that crazy, let's be honest. I don't think all of these were from necessarily Lost Origin. I don't think they were all from Like, I don't think all of these are going to be from Astral Radiance, unless they opened up that many cards. But I do believe that there's a good chance that the son did stop collecting, and he's like, Dad, I don't want this garbage here. Can you get rid of it? You know? And Dad's like, all right, I'll see what this goes for on my eBay account. You know, I'm a huge eBay enthusiast. But most of what we're coming up here, once again, is commons. And like I said, to me, up on first glance, and I could be wrong about this, but on first glance, they do look like cards are from different sets, so not all one set. If my ultimate goal is to buy bulk cards, I think I've achieved my goal. Well, this thing's right here is pretty cool. The Rusted Sword. I'm honestly more surprised in how many cards there were in here. Okay, I had to let my camera cool off for a little bit because the GoPro was getting a little too hot. I guess that's a thing that happens. And, oh my god, a Gibble. Look at this Gibble. Well, I like this Gibble by Sasa. I'm gonna keep this Gibble. Escavalier. A Hollow Suicune. Okay, wait a minute. I like this. Wait, this is cool. That's a very cool Suicune. I like that a lot. I've not seen this one while I was perusing stuff. Obviously, it's just a different variation of the common, and that about does it for this box. So there was certainly a lot. Oh, there's a reverse Carnivine. Didn't even see that. If I was gonna buy like all of this combined, like would I get my money's worth from just a booster pack or fee for $10? You know. Obviously, weird way to look at it because most people, when they're buying the packs, they're trying to go for those like really amazing cards. So, would be a bad way of looking at that. But anyways, we got the Chilling Reign trainer box. I like the art on this as well. Not too familiar with these legendaries that are on it. All right, we have this Sword and Shield Divider. Looks like Scyther, some commons. That was sticking a little bit too much for some reason. What is going on here? These are both sticking to each other. Why is that? There's more sticking here too. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. It's like almost stuck onto it, like with glue or something. Yeah, this one's in really bad condition. Okay, something happened here with these cards. Might be like exposure to like too much humidity or something is my first impression. Another reverse Sizzlypede. Okay, I don't know why this... I don't know why the Sizzlypedes are like haunting me from the afterlife. I don't know if it's some sick joke. Oh, and a hollow Snorlax card. 2 hollows at the end, actually. A hollow... Wow, hollow Morpeko. That's cute. And a hollow Snorlax. So that was that box right there. We got 2 boxes left. I'm not sure what this is all about. And I can already see there's tons of variation in cards here as well. So this is probably another mixed set. Okay, and the very first card I see here is a reverse Ampharos. I like that. I like the thickness of this card too. This Trainer Chorus Experiment and a Hollow Kingdra. We'll take that. We'll take the Hollow Kingdra for sure. Why not? I must be crazy. Is this a hollow? Dude, this looks like a hollow. But on this side, it's not. Okay. Something's going on with the Dark Energy cards. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. Maybe I actually am losing it with the Dark Energy cards. So many cards. Welcoming Lantern, Single Strike. Oh, that's a cool looking Zangoose from Rapid Strike. Reverse hollow at that. Alright, so you can see from this box, these are about the summation of all of the hollows and reverse hollows that we managed to salvage. Cards that we found that I thought were kind of cool looking, interesting, and I'll probably put into my binder. Mothim, Diglett, Fido. I like the Fido. The Fido's kind of cool. And again, this is about the total so far. So you can see many reverse hollows from these boxes. Okay, so we are down to our last box here. This is the Pokemon Lost Origins Sword and Shield Build and Battle Stadium box. I'm not sure what exactly the significance of this is from the get-go, because this looks a lot like this Lost Origins Sword and Shield box that we kind of went through earlier. This one just looks like it has different art styles. So maybe it was part of a different bundle or different booster packs or something like that. Not as many cards in here. That is for sure. It looks like these are energy cards. This does seem like, yeah, somebody that was avidly collecting cards or started to for some reason at one point in time. And then they stopped, but they managed to, of course, keep all of the decent cards. But it does also beg to ask, like, is one man's trash another man's treasure? Well, seeing as how these cards weren't, like, kept mostly sleeved up, a cute little Grookey here. Just on, like, the very premise that, like, who would open up packs knowing what they were? Oh, look, this reverse Gyarados and then Hollow Dragapult. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wasn't really expecting, like, crazy hits, because, like, who would open up a bunch of boxes and, like, know what you're looking for, but then, like, just also keep them just stored inconveniently without sleeves. I mean, did I enjoy going through these? Yes. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have a Regigigas, but also we did get a Kuparaja V. We got a hit. All of this effort has led to one card. This is $1. It's from Rebel Clash. Oh my god, dude. Look at this. Guys, let's immediately sleeve this up. We cannot have this out of its sleeve. All right, we got a big hit, guys. We have a hit from all of this. So this last box definitely seemed like a box that somebody took apart, got the chase cards out of it, outside of the huge Kuparaja pull. Anyways, I'm gonna go through all of these. So far, this is a surprising amount of holos. This is sort of the stack that we're dealing with here. Not sure what their exact value is. Let me go through them and let you guys know what I think once I have these a little bit more organized and they're just not laying everywhere. Because right now there's a lot of Pokemon cards here and they are all over the place. Okay, so I ended up going through the boxes again and picking out all of the holos I may have missed, because it turns out that there was a few that I may have overlooked the first time. I did not realize exactly how many cards was going to all be in here. And I mean, I should have gathered that from just looking at, like, the order and then looking at the boxes and stuff. But some of these boxes had a lot more cards that, like, I think should have come with it, instead of, like, 100 cards per, like, Elite Trainer box. It came with, like, hundreds of cards. When we first saw the binder before, it had, like, a couple pages worth of stuff from the Champion's Path box. And you could see from here the Incineroar Creamy, the Dreadma VMAX that we pulled, the Gardevoir VMAX. So these are a couple of the cards that we already had. I'll also do a pan of the camera too while I'm talking about this stuff. The first page you can see here, I went with pretty standard. I mean, I have my Fire page side. I got a little bit of inspiration from the person that had these cards here in the pages and just making them a little thematic. I thought that was kind of interesting. All of these cards I gathered out of the holos and the reverse holos and these boxes that I purchased. So most of these cards came from that. Some of them you'll see were from the Champion's Path, but a lot of these I took specifically and put in here because I just thought they looked cool and I liked their art style, and I thought they would make and I thought they'd be great for starting my small collection, my small and humble collection. I know some of you guys are going to say, Alex, I have all those cards of VMAX. I have a full page of secret rares. I've been collecting forever. I understand that, but I think for a starter collection, this is okay. I mean, these are all reverse holos and holos. I'm happy with that. Some of them are very unique, very cool. Some with art I haven't seen for a very long time, if ever. Like this Blaziken I thought was kind of neat. The Leafeon that we have up here, I enjoyed that as well. And of course the Kakuna. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about this because I did save some of these types of cards. The Mickey Tanaka ones, I think I might just start a fun little page of Mickey Tanaka cards. This is another one right here. This is our water cards. You'll see we have some cards we've probably seen before and you guys probably seen yourselves, but like Misty's Gyarados I thought was kind of neat, and Cynthia's Milotic or Melodic. The Suicune I put here in the middle just for the spread. And I like these Horsey, Seadra, Kingdra combo at the bottom. Moving on, this is the electric page. We started the electric page with a couple mix of, I think these are dragon cards possibly. The Pikachus here aren't hollow. The Pikachu and the Pichu aren't hollow. They're just really placeholders just because I wanted to have a row here with the Pichu, Pikachu, and Raichu. I thought that would be kind of neat just to have that there as a placeholder, and I thought this Pikachu was kind of cute too with the bubbles in the background. But the Raichu here is hollow, and most of these cards, like I said earlier, if I'm just taking them out, are going to be hollow and reverse hollow cards. Here's some fighting cards that we have here. You can see the Tyranitar. I did enjoy that Tyranitar. And then here's the Machop that we got from the Champions Pack. So we kind of did start this collection loosely. I thought this Machop was kind of neat, and now it's parked next to this Machamp. Here's the dark section. I don't have as big of a collection of dark cards, I suppose, or just like a vested interest in dark energy. I'm a big psychic Pokemon enjoyer and psychic energy stuff like that. But I thought the Team Rocket's energy was kind of fitting to put here in the middle as well for that. And then here's where we get into the steel. So the steel took up 2 pages just because we had so many neat looking cards. The Copperjaw, or that we got the massive Copperjaw V pull that they left in one of the boxes. I forget exactly which one, but I just wanted to have it in here just because I thought it was neat. I like the art; thought it was really cool. The Zacian's definitely my favorite. I like the way that the Zacian looks. Very, very cool stuff. So that's the steel page. The psychic page over here. I like the psychic cards as I mentioned before. So here we have some cool ones. We have like the Psychic Mew. We have the Alkaribi along with the Milcery here. I did have a fairy card here, the Klefki fairy card, just because I thought it looked neat. And of course the Latios combo at the bottom. Obviously very necessary to have that. The Shuppet. And you'll see I do have one more Shuppet here. This is again the Mickey Tanaka Shuppet here at the bottom. The Clefairy we got going on here as well. Trubbish. I personally am not a Trubbish fan. You guys thought the Trubbish was funny. I don't like the Trubbish.
What the man?
Yeah.
Some trainer cards here as well. Just thought it'd be cool to have a trainer card here just to separate, because I couldn't fill out another page worth of psychic cards, so I want to have some trainer cards here again, hollows and reverse hollows. And then my last 2 pages here is the normal cards. Again, nothing too spectacular here. We have some of these normals that were pulled. Most of these normals were pulled from, again, these boxes that we took a look at earlier, like the Zangoose, the Eevee, the Regigigas, Jigglypuff with the Chansey, and the Ditto card, which I thought was kind of neat looking with the art style, and the Porygon, the Humble Porygon. So, yeah, that about does it for the whole collection here. So you can see that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and almost 17 pages full of cards that I can confidently say is the start to my Pokemon collection. But the most important part, I think the biggest takeaway from this, and the question I'm sure most of you are asking was, Alex, was it worth it? To me, I would say yes. This was about $60 worth of cards, thousands of cards, and I got to fill out 17 pages worth of cards that I thought were very neat, with unique art, with hollows I've never seen before, reverses that I ended up sleeving and putting into here. I mean, to me, this was a success, and it was the value of the price of one retail box. For you at home, if you're watching this, because not all of you collect, and if you're just watching me starting out and you're wondering, should I start doing this too, Alex? I would say this is worth it, because if you're just trying to start a collection as a starting ground, I think going to a yard sale or going to a flea market or even going on eBay, and I would say be careful on eBay because there is a lot of scammers on eBay, but going to eBay and like buying a bulk for fairly cheap, $10, $15, even $20 for like thousands of cards, and just looking through them just to enjoy them yourself, I think is a good starting point. I don't know. I enjoy the process, and hopefully you guys did too. Maybe I'll do something like this again in the future where I buy another like eBay bulk and we go through it together, just because it can be fun to just see what people got rid of or used to collect, or bundled up together from various different trainer boxes and decided to give away one day. But overall, I'm pretty happy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about my about my adventure here. I'll keep these boxes for now. I'm gonna have to find a place for them. And now that we have tons and tons of common cards, I'm not sure what to do with them. Maybe let me know what I should do with the common cards. Let me know what you think. yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty happy. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can open up some more boxes, sealed boxes with modern day stuff in the future here on this channel. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.